Hello, my name is Hania Elshami, and today I'm going to be giving a presentation on food waste in the university setting. So first off, what is food waste? Food waste is obviously a huge problem, as you can see in the graph. The United States produces anywhere from 80 billion to 96 billion pounds of food waste annually, and much of which it cannot be justified. It's just food thrown away. In the United States, we are the largest producer of food waste in the world, way over Germany, Japan, Spain, Mexico. It's estimated that 30%, almost a third of all food produced in the United States, is wasted every single year. A large part of that waste is food plate waste. So when someone puts too much food on their plate and then they just throw it right out. So how is food waste different in the university setting? Well, obviously, campuses have dining halls. Dining halls are often buffets or all you care to eat style of dining, where students will put a lot of food on their plate and then just never really eat it. As you can see in this graph, college students produce twice as much waste as the corporate employee, your average adult, basically. So the facts are, on college campuses every year, 22 million pounds of food are wasted. And the average college student produces about 142 pounds in waste. So that's about the average body weight, a little bit less, a little bit more. But we're producing our body weight in food waste every year. And it's not just food waste. At the end of the year, on a lot of campuses, you see thrown away food, but also clothing, furniture, completely usable goods that could be going to somewhere else. So here are factors that affect waste. We have convenience, meal planning, food safety, social dining, and dining halls, which I'll get into. So convenience, obviously, a lot of students are short on time. They have exams, they have homework, they have classes, they have extracurriculars. So a lot of students find themselves picking quick and easy options on the go, and a lot of times these pre-portioned options don't have customization. So, for example, someone could get a food like a protein box from Starbucks on their local campus, and that would have an egg, some peanut butter, bread, a fruit, a veggie, and the protein. So, say you get that box and you really only want the peanut butter and the fruit, where's all the food gonna go? A lot of time in the trash. And meal planning. Like I said, students are busy. It's hard to decide what you're going to eat throughout the week. A lot of students will grab a ton of food, planning on making meals throughout the week, but then they'll go for those convenient options we talked about earlier, resulting in a lot of food being wasted. It's said in the article by Karen Grant that when they looked at consumer grocery shopping habits, it was found that they usually preferred convenience over the sustainable, good for our environment choice. And next we have food safety. So when we look at the buffet style, obviously a lot of this food is put out and then sits there for a little while. Once it sits there, it can't be put back, it can't be reused, and it can't be repurposed. A lot of time the law says that you just have to throw it away. And a lot of times, to ensure there's enough food on campus, these dining halls over-prepare. They make too much, and a lot of that goes right in the trash. Social dining. So what I mean by this is a lot of students go to dining halls as a way to catch up with a roommate or a friend or a classmate to do homework. But a lot of times when they're at these dining halls, they feel the need to grab food even though they might not eat it. So dining halls, those themselves create problems. They are just wasteful inherently. A lot of school operations use them to provide many options at a quick rate, but that doesn't always mean that it's going to get used. So here's this quick video of a UCLA dining hall. So as you could see in that video, lots of food just sitting out, not really covered or stored in a way that could be reused. Like the pizza, for example. These slices of pizza are just sitting there on a plate, and if they don't get eaten, they'll probably get thrown away. So, solutions. What can we do to fix this problem? Well, when it comes to the dining hall approach, there's lots of things that can be fixed. The Menu of Change Research Collaborative suggested that if we tell people personally, hey, you're wasting food and it's not good for our environment, that just that little reminder might even help. There's also taking away trays. When you walk into a dining hall, you're handed a tray, and then you can put a bunch of plates on that tray. Obviously, the ability to carry more than one plate leads to students taking even more food than they need. And this graph shows tasting spoons that were left at dining hall stations. Each little station has different types of food. Students might not know if they'd like it, so letting them taste it right there instead of putting a big heaping portion on their plate, trying it, not liking it, and throwing it away, they can tell before they grab it. And this actually proved very effective. You can see over half the waste was stopped by adding tasting spoons. So why should students care? Obviously, they've got their own stuff going on, but it is important to know that the global state of security, food security, is not great. You can see United States, Northern America, green, really great, but the rest of the world, not so much. So while we may be food secure, to the point where we feel like we can waste exponential amounts, other places might not be so lucky. As you can see, the United States food waste generated at the consumer level is about 222 million tons. Well, that figure is just as high as the food production in sub-Saharan Africa. So this means that some countries are wasting more food than some countries even create to begin with. So is there enough food for the entire world? Well, at this moment in time, yes, global food production is able to meet the needs of the global population. But due to inequitable distribution of resources and lots of waste on the global scale, almost 800 million people go hungry. So here's this quick clip explaining how there really is enough food to feed the whole world.
For a Geography Minute, is there enough food to feed everyone in the world? According to the Food and Agricultural Organization of the United Nations, the world produces more than 1.5 times enough food to feed everyone on the planet. That's already enough to feed 10 billion people, which is the world's projected population peak by the year 2050. In reality, the bulk of industrial produced grain crops goes to biofuels and confined animal feedlots rather than food for the 1 billion hungry people. The call to double food production by 2050 only applies if we continue to prioritize the growing population of livestock and automobiles over hungry people. We may soon have to change our eating habits and eat more grain and less meat. If humans were to eat this grain instead of livestock, the calories from the grain would be more than 20 times more efficient than those from beef. Something to think about. I hope this helps because that's your Geography Minute.
In that 1-minute clip, you can see that the world is producing enough food, but because of reasons like livestock feed and prioritizing agricultural and cattle needs over human needs, we just aren't meeting what we should be.
For a Geography Minute, is there enough food to feed everyone?
So, my final thoughts on this issue. Obviously, global waste or food waste is a global issue. It's not just an issue for the United States or for students at that matter. With proper forethought and thinking about what you put on your plate before you take it, and a little bit of education about why food waste is so important to us, we can solve this. Conscious eating, meaning thinking about what you're putting on your plate and what you're putting into your body, can help. Awareness, obviously, like I said, with education, just knowing that this is a problem can help someone make the choices to reduce food waste. Cooperation, if everyone works together, obviously we can solve this problem. If everyone were to cut their food waste in half, that'd be still tons and tons of food saved. And sustainability, making choices like suggested in the 1-minute geography video. If we switch to grain rather than cattle, or things that require make a big carbon footprint rather, we could be changing a lot. And here is my works cited.